I wrote a book. You've heard about this book. The book is called Sell It Like a Mango. The whole concept behind the book is how can we differentiate ourselves when we come up against so many people that are selling similar products or services. On today's episode, we're going to tackle that, and I'm going to give you some ideas. Well, my guest and I are going to tackle this, and it's going to be a live coaching session, and you're going to hear how we can differentiate ourselves, and I think you're going to really like this. Check it out. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. On today's episode, I have an amazing guest. Her name is Pinar Erzin, and Pinar is co-founder of an organization that helps people enjoy massively beautiful, amazing vacations and in the yacht world. But we were at a conference, and this was in Zagreb, Croatia, and we got a chance to connect, and we did some live coaching with some of these startups and some of these small business owners and some of the things that they're facing when it comes to sales. And in particular, what she was going through and working through is how can I differentiate myself when there's other people doing similar things that I'm doing. We had a good conversation. I think she had a breakthrough. I can't wait for you to check that piece out. If this is your first time listening to our show, please go ahead and subscribe. We're going to notify you every time we drop a new piece of content that's going to help you either build pipeline or show you how you can accelerate deals through your pipeline faster. As we dive in, you get a chance to learn about the issues that she was facing. And then as we go throughout the conversation and we do some questioning and share some ideas, you see where we finally hit that breakthrough. It was amazing. You're going to love this. Check it out. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
It's good to have you, Pinar.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really looking forward to this conversation because as you know, everyone, we've been here at this amazing event, this summit, and we're talking with leaders and leaders in sales and some of the challenges they're coming across. And in this episode, we're focusing more so on a unique challenge. And for many of us, we probably have similar challenges, but how do we grab attention? How do we differentiate is the source or the deeper component of the issue. So why don't you take a second and frame, I talked about this in the intro already, but why don't you talk to us about how do you come across the biggest challenge you're facing right now, or that, there's so many challenges, but the biggest challenge you're facing when it comes to differentiation, and maybe you could set it up like how we were talking before,
right?
The scenario.
Yeah, I think, this is a very niche industry. Yeah, this is a very small niche industry where people know people. We are a young company and we would like to reach more agents who book charter travels for their clients. And we would like to understand who they are. Who are those agents who might need our services? And if we find them, that's one. How do we communicate to them in a way that they will know why it is us who can help them?
So, how do you typically find people right now?
Currently, we are, I think the typical way is to be on the platforms like Booking Manager.
Yeah.
By being there, because most agents we talk to, if you're there, I make my search based on the needs of my clients. So many cabins, this feet's length, these extra equipment, air conditioning, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll see those options, and then I will look at the price. And so you have to be on Booking Manager. So the first thing you do is you are on the platform where agents are searching yachts.
Is that, how many platforms would you say are there? Major platforms that you need to be on?
We're only on 2 platforms, and Booking Manager is the biggest one for us.
Okay. So you're on this platform now, and then these booking managers, they will recommend the customers coming to them, and they're saying, I want to
charter a boat in South Turkey, and I need a 50 feet yacht. I need definitely air conditioning in there because it's hot in Turkey, and we are 8 people or 6 people or whatever. So, and then they'll do a search on the booking platform.
Yeah.
And then they'll have all the available boats in front of them. And then I think the second criteria they look at is still not you as a company, but the price.
Yeah.
Or the equipment that is offered in the boats, because same boat can be very different in 2 different companies. And then they'll filter through And then at the end, let's say they have a short list of 3 or 4, and then I'm hoping then they will look at who these yachts are offered by, and then they say, oh, more sailing. Oh, we know them, we work with them, so we trust them. So let's take their boat. That's what I'm hoping. But the most typical thing you do to be able to reach to them is by being present with your yachts, by offering your yachts in these platforms.
So now you have all of that. Everyone else has a similar thing. And your question is, how do I get them to want to choose us, these agents, to recommend us now? And what are some of the challenges? What are some of the things you've been doing to connect with folks like that? Because you said it's a very people industry. It's a very a lot of industries in that phase, but in this space particularly, your relationship matters.
Absolutely. I think we are here at MMK Summit third time back to back. When we first came, we were a 1-year-old company. We had 4 boats, and we didn't know where we're coming from to. And then on the second day that I was here, I said to my co-founder slash husband, I like this industry because this is niche. This is truly business to business. And I understand that. And it's all about relationships and trusts. So by being here, we already widened our horizon so much from Turkey because there are not that many Turkish companies coming here. We widened our horizon. We've widened our possibilities or channels, if you like. And this is such a how do you say it, relaxed environment where you can really network, and there's no sales pressure, there's no real business talk, but more like networking and connecting and learning from each other or asking each other questions. And this really helps to develop a relationship. So the first time we came here, I said, oh my God, this is great. And straight afterwards, there is the International Charter Expo where we have a stand. And again, we were going there for the first time, but this was such a great warm up. So we already met some people, and we're no longer total strangers when we go to the fair. And now we're doing it 3rd year in a row. So we're coming here. I'm on the charter panel today talking about the challenges in Turkey or solutions we found. My co-founder was on stage with another session. So this is a great experience, and this really makes people remember you.
Yeah.
And then we have fun times, the parties and everything. So this is how you start building relationship. It still doesn't mean we're doing business together. So my challenge is those people that we are meeting here and then at ICE next week at the fair, which is more business oriented, we're going to have back-to-back meetings, half-an-hour meetings, and we're going to talk to those that we work with and then evaluate what we did together. But then how do we find those other agents who are not in touch with us, and how do we communicate with them that we can deliver something better?
So you mentioned one of the things that you're doing too. You're sending, most people in your industry are sending out a lot of emails, a lot of.
I'm refraining. I'm very slow with this. I'm doing once 2 months or whatever because I don't want to frustrate people with the same line. 10% early booking discount valid. Everybody knows this. So I don't think that message is valuable. So I'm trying to, I would really love to understand what kind of information would be valuable for them. Doesn't have to be sales.
Yeah.
So that we can communicate that.
Yeah. So because you want to look at your ideal customer, which are those agents, and figure out what is the recommendation I would give is, I totally agree. Email marketing is going to be effective, and you can do that, and you can see results. It's not the only thing that you should be doing.
Yeah.
So I would, and I'm going to give an example with like our podcast, for instance. With this episode, we're tackling a topic that our ideal customers, which would be sales managers and directors of sales and individual sales reps, may be having challenges with, is differentiating. And I'm sharing this topic because the folks listening to this will say, that resonated with me. I like that. And then they continue to come back to me. You need to go back to the same idea with your business, is how can we how can we get more people? How can we address the challenges that these businesses are going through? So agents, what are the top 5 challenges that they have, or top 10 challenges agents have? And that's the content that I would tackle in my emails to them,
Right. There you go.
because you're giving them stuff that's going to help them
Them
and
solve those challenges.
exactly, and you stay top of mind for them, right?
Right.
And they'll, they continue to, they'll open those emails, because the emails, one, it differentiate, because it's not like, hey, 5% or 10% booking discount, because everybody else
One
is
more
doing that.
boat in the
Yeah.
feed.
But like you incentivize it, might say something like, like, I'm making this up, I don't know all the industry stuff, but let's say if I'm in that the agent world, say like slim picking, none of the charters are not slim picking with charters. But they might open an email and say, yeah, I get that off the times. I'm trying to get somebody in XYZ and I have slim pickings on the right boats or whatever. I'm making this up. But then now in that email, I would give some tips on ideas. Here, maybe you think about this on a day-to-day basis. Like, I have slim pickings. I can't find the right companies, charters for my clients. Here are 3 things that, from here, 10 things that we've seen that can help you find the right companies. I'm making up the thing, but
Yeah.
the point is,
Look at
as
their reviews.
yeah,
And look if they showcase the actual pictures of the yachts, or are they catalog pictures of the yachts? Do I really see what's waiting for me in the yacht, or is it just a catalog picture? Right, I understand.
and then it's like,
Look at
what
their social media,
exactly.
what they stand for.
And then also, like, you can go deeper into some of the things, that the nuances. What do the customers really want? Do they want to see videos of
Right.
inside of the yacht? So maybe that's something you can tell these agents, like saying, hey, we can give you a 360 virtual tour
Yeah.
for your customers, because if you can make it easier for me to sell your yacht, then therefore I'm making more money. And because you're making my job easier, it's way better. But everybody goes to the first one. Like you said, there's a discount. We have a discount. But it's like, what are some other things that we can do to help the agents become more effective at selling our offering? You know what I mean?
Right. And the challenge there is that the agents will tell us, well, I'm not selling you, I'm selling my services to my clients, and I'm looking for the yacht that will fit their requirements. So I'm never going to sell you as a company, which is fine, which is totally fair.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then when we do the sales, this is the next challenge. And then they pick us, they select us, it's our yachts and it's our services. And then the immediate next thing is 99.99% is, can you give me a discount? It's always discount. It really begins to become annoying in a level that it's all price focused. So why am I doing all these extra things if I'm gonna have to offer the same price with the same model yachts,
Yeah.
which is much less equipped, which is much less maintained.
Yeah.
Old, and many things don't work, and mine is perfect, well maintained, and I have all these extra utensils and everything, but then I have to offer the same price.
So because the customer is looking initially on the price on
Right.
the website.
It's
And the
becoming
discount.
more and more the trend.
Yeah.
In the same bareboat charter, what we say that people rent the yachts, they go out sailing themselves, or they skipper, but not the luxury crude charter. So they cook themselves, they do their own provisioning and everything. So in that pool,
Yeah.
it's becoming really stressful and not meaningless. But what is the meaning of us trying so much
Yeah.
to serve their clients when they arrive throughout their charter week?
Yeah.
Why are we trying to make this difference and investing more in people, more languages, more skills, more hygiene, more everything,
And then
if we're still only compared on a price base?
yeah. The thing that I would say that makes it more important for me, or more engaging, is, yes, it is the service. And that's the only way we're going to have to differentiate our our offering. And maybe again, you do want those agents, because those agents, and maybe we have a different conversation off record, because you do want those agents to be able to help you, to be able to help get your brand out there and to get in front of other people. However, if they can't see the value in what you are offering, it becomes, maybe they're not the right people that you want to work with. But
Maybe.
yeah,
Maybe.
because you have a tremendous value that you're giving.
Or maybe we have to find more, because I totally believe the answer is to all both challenges is to be consistent in delivering, and also be consistent in messaging what you're delivering in a way that's meaningful to your client.
Talk to me. What would you say your messaging is right now?
Well, the messaging is in the name of the company. It's called Most Sailing.
Most sailing.
Not for nothing. I think we do the most of we can in terms of quality, the experience, the linens, the hotel style, the quality of the boats, and the concierge service that we're giving. Like, throughout the whole week, we are on the phone with the client if they want us to be there. Arrange dinners, arrange jetties, arrange anchoring places, go there if they need help, all of those things. That's what we do.
Yeah. So it's, if you're, so your agents need to recognize you're giving way more on top of that than the regular. I think, there's so many different ways that you probably could look at it. The ways that I would probably demonstrate that the most is, like you said, through the content
Yes.
marketing too. I would do, these are some things I'm pulling for some of the other industries that I've worked in.
Sure.
With similar, where it's
I
very
think the
relationship.
problem is quite unique. Not
It
unique.
is very unique.
But the problem is probably applicable to many different industries.
In the other components that I would look at is, since it's so rich with relationship, is how can you feature that company more? So what I would mean by that is, do this. Imagine you do what I'm doing right now.
Right.
There, the booking agents that there's only so many that you're trying to get to. They get money when customers come to them and purchase. Can I get their name out there more to other
Right.
people? So what if I took, you have a booking agency, and I took you and I got on a virtual meeting with you, and then I took your stuff and say, hey, I'm going to share your booking.com, or not booking, whatever the booking agency is, and I'm going to share that on our social media, and I'm going to share this out into the world. But then it's just to make them feel that you're giving them something more, or even like something like the most bookings. I'm sure you probably do this. I don't know if it's illegal in the industry, but if if you get X amount of bookings from you guys each year, we're giving you this particular gift or award or something like that. But an award may be even more so than even a gift. But
Absolutely.
people
And
feel like, oh man, this is something that means to me. Or
I think there are. I totally agree with you. But you just made me think of one other
ooh,
thing. Is
listen,
that
I like this. We're brainstorming.
you can, what we can also do is, when we have real good experiences,
Yeah.
it could be a problem solving
Yes.
experience, and a challenging experience that we were able to solve. We can do case studies.
The
at
case study
shows
is
like
amazing.
this,
Mm-hmm.
because then everybody else can learn from it.
Yeah.
We do believe in sharing.
Yes.
So I think that's really a good idea as well.
Because what I love about the case study too is that me as a booking company or agent will see that, and I can use that to help my customers, the individual customers. But it also it hits my I don't know, makes me feel very proud and a little bit vain to think like, oh man, they're showcasing me to as a whole. And I think that's a powerful component. There's, because people just, when it's all said and done, people want to be heard or to feel like they're cared about. And if I know you, and it's between you and another company in your
Then
region,
I'm more inclined to choose you.
because I know what the quality of work you do, and I know the value that you're giving. Because usually it's those little things that make a big difference. And I don't know if you guys do handwritten notes, but I saw that it's a little thing. It takes time, but I do, like, sometimes a handwritten postcard or a handwritten note, thank you note, and I send that to the customer. And I've had people who keep those things, and I keep a lot of those. I have a
Because that's
board.
personal.
Yeah, but it's just like it's the small components that make the bigger difference, and those little things can help make a huge differentiating factor.
I think that's really good what you're saying. Yeah, and I think also the outcome of this is more like, instead of how can I communicate my surpluses,
Yeah.
rather, and forget about that, how can I add value to them,
Yes.
instead of saying, oh, look at me, better maintained boats and better linens. No, we have this, and can we do this together so we can highlight the successes we reached together, or what can we do to help you
Get
do more
yeah.
business?
Yeah, I think it's great. And then you probably have them on your website already. You know, prominent on your website somewhere there that people can book, and then even like the reviews, they probably need to get reviews. So not only you are the end with the customers, so you can tell them, one, they can leave a review for you, but you know, even if they leave a review for the booking company as well, like that way
Yeah.
the booking company is getting something else, because now they have more reviews, they have more case studies, you're giving them marketing assets. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean, because we are receiving more and more reviews from the end customer when they leave the boat, right? I have this, my phone is going like ding, and then they just left. They just did the checkout, and then there's this 5-star, 5-star, 5, which is fantastic. But if we were able to also encourage the customer to also give a review to the agent who made the reservation, that would add a lot of value to the booking agent, which would make them feel as partners to us, not a client. This
Exactly.
is a fantastic idea.
Thing, little stuff, and then you tell them, like, you just take a picture of it. Hey, we just got, on a screenshot, our client just checked out. We saw that they left a booking review for you. We're gonna keep recommending you. Thank you so much, Donald. And you send me a handwritten note and a picture or an email, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta keep giving them some more stuff.
This is a good partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
So little things like that. All right, I know I took up a lot of your time because it's so fun
okay,
talking
it
to
was
you.
good. Yeah, it was really good. Thank you for all the ideas.
Of
I
course.
think this was really useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's one major takeaway you took from the conversation today, what would you say the one major piece of advice that stuck out from our discussion? This was a counseling discussion here.
I think it's very obvious. Forget about talking about yourself.
Yeah.
And start thinking about your client. What can you do to make their life better, instead of what makes me differentiate from others? So stop talking about yourself. Start thinking about your client. That's it.
Power.
In the messaging, that's very important. It's very simple, isn't it?
It's very, very.
It's very
When you go back
stupid
to
that
human nature,
we don't think about it, because we keep thinking, how can I explain myself?
it's
rather than,
counterintuitive.
how can I understand them so I can do something to serve?
And you do need to have it to some degree, right? Let's say, just do a simple example. I do bicycles. So if I rent bicycles, my bicycles should have air in them, the tire. They should function, right? They should be right. It should be round, like some of those basics, and it should be, high quality. Everyone has that. That's par. But what is it that now that I'm at par, how do I get better? And most people will say, well, we have bigger bicycles, we have faster bicycles, we have newer bicycles. And those could be, but what really makes it different is, now that we're at par, this is how I'm going to help you now make more money. And this is how I'm going to help you get more customers. And this is how I'm going to help you have a better experience. And I would probably go with the second partner than the first one, because it's just about them.
No, I understand. Not the bigger, the faster, the more value.
Customers got all of that already. I want to get from you, what are you going to do to help me make money?
Thank you very much.
So good. If folks want to get in touch with you, to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do so?
Mostsailing.com.
Okay. Are you on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn. Pinar Erzin, Erzin.
Pinar Erzin.
Right.
On LinkedIn.
I'm on LinkedIn. Yes,
We'll
absolutely.
put that in the show notes.
Thank
Pinar,
you so
thank you so much for
much.
coming on the show today.
Nice to meet you.
Same to you.
I love it. Thanks.
Hey, go ahead and connect with Pinar if you would like to go and enjoy that amazing, picturesque summer yachting over in Europe. Doesn't have to be too expensive, by the way. Please go ahead and connect with her. Tell her that you heard her here on the Sales Evangelist podcast, and I think you would have a pretty good time with what she's offering over there. Now, I want you to be aware as well, like, these principles, they're not just applying to one industry. They apply to all of us. Like, the strategy that she got away may specifically tied to her, but the principle applies to you and to your industry. you can figure out ways to differentiate yourself. And if you want to check out my book, you can find a link in the show notes. Sell it like a mango. Sell it like a mango. It's been out for a few years now, but the concepts and principles that I taught in that book are universal, and I think you really like them. Listen, I want you to thrive. I want you to succeed. I want you to build more pipeline as we go into the new year. I want you to close deals at a faster rate. Most importantly, I want you to raise your level of thinking, go out and do big things.